All right, welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by Jackson Lee, who will be driving in the USF 2000 series for Jay Howard Driver Development. And for those who do not know, if the name sounds familiar, it should. Jackson Lee is the son of NBC commentator Kevin Lee. How's it going, man?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Doing well, man. So I know you have, you and I have been talking the last few weeks. I know that this announcement was coming, that you're going to be in the USF 2000. I know that you've worked really hard to get to this point in your career. How do you feel about being here already?
Well, it's definitely been a long off season, and a lot of hard work is going in to try and set this up. So it does feel really good to finally put all the pieces together and to make it official. So I think I'll take this opportunity to thank all the people that over the off season we've gotten to work with to make all this happen. So all of our returning partners, including Tnemic, who they're an industrial coating company, and they've been a big support in the past year, and they've rejoined us. And then Browning Chapman is along, and they've just joined for the upcoming 2021 season. Along with Spruce Haven Farm, they make it's called Pursue Happiness Coffee. It's a cold brew coffee that also acts as a sports recovery drink. And then Doug Mockett, he joined along, and all of them have been a great help, and they're allowing me to get to do what I love and at the level that I would like to do it at. So I'm really excited to get going.
So I know that the season actually starts next week for the USF 2000 series. And for all of Road to Indy and to IndyCar when we go to Barber next week, what's it going to be like trying to get in the car? Because, the Road to Indy the last few years, and I think it's just really big. The USF 2000, I think, is obviously one of the biggest fields this year. So many competitive cars, and no one knows what's going to happen. And of course, you were on the winning team as they dethroned the mighty Cape Motorsports from winning the championship. But what's it going to be like heading into Barber on your first weekend?
Yeah, as we saw at spring training at Barber last weekend, the field is just insane. I think it was about a second gap between first and like 18th. So it's going to be insane. The competition is going to be next level, and it's going to be a great training ground for me to be able to race at that level and help myself learn the skills that I need to be able to progress up the road to Indy and hopefully into IndyCar one day. So I'm super excited to get going and get racing against some very talented drivers. And as you said, Jay Howard Driver Development, they're coming off of the championship. They're a very strong team. So I think we have the ability to have some success this year. So I'm very excited. Can't wait to get going next season. We'll see what happens.
So I know that, you were in Europe this year, racing in the Formula 4 as part of one of the three scholarship winners of the Team USA scholarship, along with Simon Sykes and Bryce Iran, who awkwardly enough is in England right now again. What was that experience like for you to be a part of that?
It truly was an incredible experience. And I've said this before, but I truly learned as I went over there why Jeremy Shaw and Team USA chooses to send their drivers over there, because while it's a great publicity and it's great for you to kind of get your name out there, the amount I learned about racing and just really having to be aggressive, and if you want something, you have to go get it over there. And those drivers are all very talented. The field is just as close as over here in USF 2000. So being able to race against them really improved me as a driver. And along with that, I got some rain experience. I think of all 5 or 6 races I did, none of them were in the dry. So that was a new thing for me, but it was a lot of fun. And as I said, an amazing experience. So I'm really glad I got the opportunity to do that and to improve my skills as a driver.
You're going to experience a lot of things, this season that you may have, not yet experienced so far. I mean, you look at a lot of the tracks that you're going to could be brand new. I know you're going to be going to St. Pete, Mid-Ohio, Laguna Seca, Portland. The list goes on and on. But what tracks are you excited about going into? And of course, Indianapolis as well.
Yeah, Indianapolis is a big one. So funny story. I'm from Indianapolis, for those who don't know. I live about 10 minutes from the Oval Lucas Oil Raceway. So that would be the race that all my friends would get to come to and kind of see what I get to do. But that's our graduation night, so that's not going to get to happen. But yeah, Indianapolis I'm always looking forward to that. I think the street courses are going to be a lot of fun too. We showed some pace at Sebring, which I know it's not exactly the same, but hopefully we can have some success there. So St. Pete in Toronto is going to be fun. And Road America is always a favorite. I've been there before and I've had success there along with Mid-Ohio, but I don't think there's a bad track on the schedule. I'm really excited.
So kind of coming into, wait a minute, you're not running IRP because you're high school graduation?
No, I'm running IRP, but my friends won't be able to make it. But that would be the one they get to go to.
Oh, okay. All right. That just interesting enough. I forgot. You're not in high school, are you?
This is my senior year.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm actually kind of going into that. It is your senior year of high school. What has that been like for you? Because, this has been an interesting, senior year for everybody because, most of, maybe school maybe started for you, at home. And actually the year you actually went to Europe during part of all that. And then who knows what could happen. How do you manage all that with everything going on with racing?
Honestly, I think the whole e-learning and COVID deal made it a little bit easier for me. We have, the way my school does it is basically all our work, even when we do go into school, is online. And the teacher's there to, give the lecture, but then we'll do our assignments online in the classroom. So they do that to make it easier for kids who get quarantined so that they can just get online and do the assignments. So for me, when I miss races, we just treat it as if I got quarantined. I had to do my work online. So it's been pretty easy to stay up on top of my work. But it's definitely interesting. I've had to miss quite a few school days this year, and along with missing about a month and a half last year for going to Europe. For everyone, it's been a wild year, but it's been probably one of the best years of my life. So it'll surely be a year to remember. Okay,
so you're going to go to Barber next week. I know everybody got a chance to test there. All levels of the road to Indy. We're out in full force at Barber. What do you think you learned from there?
I'll be completely honest. The lap times at the beginning of the weekend weren't quite where we wanted them to be, but I still think it was a very productive test. So my whole career since I've been in Formula cars, I've been with amazing teams and I've been driving great cars. So I haven't really had to progress a car and had to really, I haven't really been in a situation where we're lost and we can't figure out what's wrong. So we went into the weekend and we didn't have the pace initially, and we couldn't figure out what was wrong. And a big part of that was because of myself and my two teammates are fairly new to USF 2000, and we couldn't just quite wrap our heads around what needed to be made to make the car faster. But by the end of the weekend, we were able to work with Jay Howard, who he's got plenty of experience and drove an IndyCar for a little bit. So he has plenty of experience with coaching us and showing us how to adapt to those things. So by the end of the weekend, we were able to figure out what was wrong and figure out how to make those adjustments. And I think by the end of the weekend, we found some time, but more importantly, I really got the feeling of just more learning what doesn't work, to be honest. And I feel like I got better with communicating that to the engineers and just really progressing on that side of things.
Yeah. All right. Jackson Lee, thank you so much for coming on and spending a few minutes. Good luck at Barber, and we'll look forward to talking with you later on in the year.
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.